It's still the same. What's going on? What's up, y'all? Hmm. Um, no music. Let's see. YouTube on the other. Oh, oh my god. I was not ready. Okay, let me go to YouTube. I'm going to need some music. What's up? How you doing? I'm going to need some music. I'm about to do a reading. I'm going to pick up with the reading. I'm recording on YouTube and TikTok, y'all. So bear with me. This is my first time doing this. Happy spring equinox. Well, not officially till like 10:06 tonight. That's when it'll actually be spring equinox officially. So that's when it'll be the rebirth. That's what I like to call this session. So, first and foremost, let's tap back into this reading that we were working on earlier, y'all. Get these cards set out here. What's up? I'm getting set up for the reading. Happy almost spring equinox. It happens a little later. That bit. Almost there. Almost spring equinox. I did a reading on my podcast earlier, and I left the cards like in position because I felt like it was very important for us to go into what was going on. Okay, let's see. Get these cards from earlier right organized. All right, now I got them. I'm feeling better now because at first I didn't have them organized, so I feel some type of way. Okay, y'all. So today is Tuesday. To do Tuesday is ruled by Mars. Mars is all about war, ambition. It's also a day people have been known to get into some teams in regards to hexes and curses. So you definitely want to be mindful of that. Mercury is also entering its shadow period. Its pre-shadow period, as they call it. It officially goes all the way into retrograde on the 1st of April, which I definitely want to talk about because of the fact that Mercury is known to be the trickster god. And I had like a download about that last night. So I just want to tap in and, give some information about that because, yeah, it's greasy to me. It's if Mercury is considered to be the optical illusion, then in that case, that would mean that they playing mind games with us. So we need to know more about petitioning the gods such as Hermes, Papa Legba, Anansi, or whoever you might feel more comfortable with petitioning. But all three of those guides are ruled by Mercury and go into alignment with what is considered to be the god of Mercury communication. And since we are entering a period of Mercury retrograde, what better thing to do than to go ahead and work and petition those gods so that they can be your allies, so that those energies can help you, right? So first things first, though, let's get into this reading. Let me see. All right. So the very first card we got today when I was doing the podcast reading earlier was the Son of Knives. So something's going on with my computer camera. It's the Son of Knives though. So to me, that is very much so going for you not being in an area where you are feeling like you've got to move quickly and make fast decisions that won't necessarily benefit you. Somebody is being stubborn, is causing a little stagnation, and it is stopping you from being able to move in a system where you're not thinking about things in lack. You're actually moving in a poverty mindset, or this could be you or someone around you. Knives is indicative of air energy. So definitely any Aquarius, Gemini, Libra placements, this could be significant for you. Or if you know someone, this could be someone you know. This person is not very close to spirit at all. We have the Bishop C.H. Mason card there, Taurus energy, and it is in reverse. So they were not able to move forward during this process. And just speaking on a level of like personal transformation, because this is all about rebirth. If you think about it, if you're in this energy, if you're being stubborn, if you're making moves that are not necessarily like benefiting you and keeping yourself in a lack mentality by not following your rituals, not really dealing with spirit in a real authentic way where you're actually following that guidance, then yes, that is going to stop your movement for this spring equinox. You will be in Mercury retrograde energy, even though, again, like I was saying earlier, that's a system of like an optical illusion. That's not real. It's about perception, but like I said, I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that. Like I want to jump into it right now because it's crazy, but I have to build you up with this reading because all of it ties in together. But yeah, so you will be gifted a form of stability and a chance to kind of set yourself up for long-term planning once you are able to tackle these things that are behind you. And that again is going to be the ability to move forward by utilizing spirit, by practicing your rituals, and really just not moving in lack mentality. So let me see. Now, there was again the Hierophant in reverse came back out again for the nature, and that's just someone. It turned out to me that that was someone that was coming through. Like I said, possibly a Taurus energy that has just been making the wrong moves and going nowhere fast, pretty much. This energy has been imbalanced for quite some time, and they're moving in the King of Swords in the reverse energy. So we've got Taurus on the board, we've got Sagittarius on the board, we've got Taurus heavy, bro. Taurus heavy. But yeah, they are not healing. This energy is not healing at all. This energy is just genuinely not moving forward. They're not able to see past their own nose. And if you are falling into this energy for this rebirth, that's not going to be it's going to be a good thing for you because your plans are not going to work out. But it looks like there was hmm, somebody moving in heavy manipulation energy, and they weren't really, again, they weren't healing with that Ace of Cups, and now they are moving backwards. They're moving backwards. They're not, they're being emotionally manipulative, let me just say that. And they didn't see that this situation wasn't going to benefit them, so now they're a little worried. And they're worried because after they've done all this fighting, they've done all of this, like this stuff, is just not benefiting them in this season. So if you've been moving malicious, if you've really just not been following your intuition, and you're gonna have burdens. You're gonna have heavy burdens, you're gonna have heavy things. And spirit is asking that you go ahead and be still in this moment and allow yourself to take in information that's being given to you. All the time, doing what you need to do isn't always about just rushing. And when I see that Son of Knives, like, I feel like it's like rush energy. It's like hurry up and get it done. Like I always tell my kids, too fast, too furious type energy. So when I saw that, I was like, no bueno. Now, presently, the collective is more so having to deal with the process of not being able to move forward as quickly as you wanted to. There is an air of just wasting your energy on something. Someone's wasting their energy, and it be make wasting your energy on being manipulative, wasting your energy on not really like being thorough and being true. Like somebody being real manipulative. So you've got Gemini energy here, games, lots of games. It's a pie in reverse, which is the Cancer sign. And to me, that's meaning like somebody's manipulative ways, they're not going to be able to hide that anymore. They're not going to be able to move forward. Now you have the courting card here letting you know this person, you and or this person are going to be forced to make a decision. And if you don't, these cycles that you're in are going to continue. They're not going to move forward. And with the Six of Pentacles, I feel like somebody doesn't actually, you know what? Somebody tripping on cycles not ending. They want to continue to be out here breadcrumbing and not really doing what they should be doing. But some communication has been stopped. Something's been halted here, and that's the ability. They're not going to be able to move away from that. They kind of keep on in these negative ass cycles that just are showing that they have a lack of commitment towards their own lives. They have a lack of commitment towards doing what they need to do for themselves. Yeah, but somebody's being encouraged to move forward. So in that rebirth energy, you're being encouraged to move forward. You're being encouraged to like find another way to do things. Hmm. But yeah, there's a lack of the secrets are not able to be hid anymore. Somebody is not able to hide who they truly are. They are no longer at peace, if you guys can see that. So spirit is letting you know to remain patient. Everything is going to be revealed. Everything's going to be set straight. Because we got the loads being lifted for you in the near future with the judgment over here. So what this person was trying to do is no longer going to work out. So if you're feeling kind of anxious about whether things are going to pan out in your favor for this new season, I will go ahead and encourage you, like, they are going to pan out. You just got to remain inspired. You got to remain like positive and intact. Now someone has not set some goals and some plans in motion. And again, here we have the energy of someone being very stubborn. We got that King of Swords, but it's in the other deck as the Father of Knives. So this person, they plans not moving forward. They're not able to get anything done because they just didn't go about it the right way. Again, here you are with the son of the Eight of Baskets, moving away from that, like abandoning that shit, abandon ship. You've decided to move forward, which is a beautiful thing, because all this person was trying to do was avoid a tower, you know, and they wanted to make it so that you would be caught out there and they'd be able to come out of the cold. But something is not moving forward with that energy though. So just know that you got to walk away from that, because that person, in lack of better words, they're going to reap what they sow, and they're only trying to regain control over the situation this season. They want to regain control. Yeah. So keep your priorities in order. Stay balanced during this time span, because they just, it's very negative. And if you let time play out, if you let the situation play out, they will reap what they've sown. These people, these energies, they will reap what they've sown against what they've done. But you may have a fear here because you know that you shouldn't collaborate with these people. You're being encouraged to watch out though about this communication energy. And again, we're with the retrograde season and people are playing mind games. We got a lot of Pisces energy out there. So the idea that, somebody could be playing games and being being deceitful, that is a possibility. So watch how you communicate, Watch how people communicate. Just pay attention. You've got to examine their intentions at the end of the day. Yeah. You worry that you're not going to be able to defend yourself, but at the end of the day, you will. That this past season, you've definitely got into a system of like being more cautious. You know how to exercise your wisdom. So that's not something you have to actually worry about. It's all in your head. And that's what I kind of want to get into as I wrap this up, because the idea that we're in a Mercury retrograde phase, when in fact Mercury retrograde is an optical illusion. And if we are dealing with Mercury energy, you already know what time it is. So just keep your head on the swivel with that. However, in the near future, we got the Ten of Sticks here. So that's letting you know that all of any type of burdens that you had in previous timelines, those are about to be lifted because judgment has been called. So this could be happening soon. That judgment is representing Libra. So Libra season, we have a full moon in Libra coming up next week. So you could see this person facing judgment for the things that they've done as early as next week. Yeah. But be mindful though. They are going to try to disguise themselves, Gemini energy, as if they care. We've got Cancer energy there. So they are going to try to like play games. They're going to try. But it's up to you to be smart enough to say, no, I'm not going to deal with that shit at all. Yeah. Somebody was and or is still indecisive. So it's causing a lack of growth here, the indecisiveness, the ability that you are kind of just holding back. You're not growing. Somebody's not growing. They are facing the repercussions of what they've done. Don't get caught up in that energy. It's time for you to make peace with your past. It's time for you to move forward. You know, Mm-mm. You don't want to be bothered with that. Not this time. Your energy should feel lighter today. Your energy should feel more happy, more balanced. It should almost feel like a weight be lifted off your shoulders, for real, for real. Yeah. You got to make peace with your past though, because this is very unstable energy, and it's like they're very immature with their emotions. It's time for growth on all ends. You have to take some level of accountability as well. Yeah. So something is no longer a mystery to you, and you are now feeling more inspired. So it could, like I said, be a possibility that you see that energy does not suit you. It does not go well with what you're trying to do. So at this point, you're no longer like, should I, should not? You've made your decision, especially with the Ace of Knives there. You've kind of made your decision at the end of the day, that you see that this is not beneficial to you. It's not going to be good for you long term. And you've kind of sat back and like looked on and seen the fruits of that tree being rotten, being absolutely nothing. So you see now that's not working out. You're using your intuition with the high priestess here. Yep. Yeah, somebody's not adapting to your change. So this could possibly be family. I know earlier today we were also crossing over from the moon waxing gibbous in Cancer to moving on to the moon waxing gibbous in Leo. And when you see like a waxing gibbous phase, that's all about like the extra push behind your projects, doing that extra work to be able to attract what you need to. So we first go through the moon phases, it's all about like the waxing crescent, where you're putting in that effort, you're getting that initial spark, trying to get the results, get to the frequency that you want, become what you want during that process. Well, then when you morph over into the gibbous phase, that's like you putting the extra power, the extra punch behind what you want to see happen. So that's what you should be concentrating on now. That's what you should be thinking about right now, because at the end of the day, these people, family, friends, partners, old people that you just no longer resonate with, they cannot come. You'll only be holding yourself back. It's all in your head. If you think about the idea that Aries rules the head, right? So a lot of times even though there are systems where you want to operate with the light side of things, there's also like a balance. There's a shadow side of things. So when you think of the shadow side of Aries, there's somebody playing mind games, playing tricks, not necessarily doing what they say they're gonna do. And sometimes that's even you fooling yourself. So you got to be mindful of that. You got to be mindful of self-deception, because maybe these people showed you who they were, and you don't need to be stepping back in. That's why a lot of times when you see the themes of Mercury retrograde, the first thing they'll tell you is, oh, this person's coming back and this energy is going to come back and try to talk to you, or, you're going to deal with that. And at the end of the day, it's up to you whether you're going to let somebody play in your face, right? Don't let these people play in your face this season. Don't let your mind play tricks on you at all, because all they're trying to do again is regain control over a situation that they no longer have control over. That's how they want to be able to stop your movement. They want to be able to stop you from having the stability that you're running after. You're planting something. You are trying to get ready. And even in the theme of you looking at it like, okay, I'm harvesting something. I'm getting ready to plant new seeds. This is the idea of you growing your life. They don't want to see that happen. They don't want to see that morph into what it can be. They don't want to see you make good decisions and pick yourself. These people don't want you to pick yourself. So expect a lot of illusions and delusions to be occurring at this time. Like I've been saying on my podcast, this is your pop quiz. This is your test. This is spirit testing you to see if what you say you want, do you really want that shit? That's what it is. It's like a test. It's definitely a test. So take that into account as you get ready to move forward, as you get ready to make your plans today. Now, when you think about you setting the tone for this season, you want to like do certain things. We are doing right now the 7-day hoodoo spring cleaning, and it's so funny that, well, ironic, not like funny, haha, but it's so funny that yesterday is ruled by Alegua in the Hoodoo community, and Papa Legba in the Voodoo community, where you would ask them to open your roads, you'd ask them to give you permission to speak with other guides, have your petitions heard. So you start off this spring cleaning calendar with the request portion of it all. You take your spirit bath, you get rid of all the old negative stagnant energy that came with you from what we call redemption season, which is really just winter, and you're shedding, you're getting ready to do something else. During the redemption season, you've like dealt with shadow work, you've dealt with identity, figuring out if this version of you works in this higher timeline. So just take that into account as you get ready to craft your petitions for tonight. You have till 10:06 to, because that's when spring equinox officially occurs. Well, 10:06 Central Standard Time. That's when spring equinox occurs on this end. So you got a little while to kind of decide what you want to let go of. Now, in terms of other like rituals that you could do a burn ceremony where you write a letter of things that you're going to leave in the winter season, and you burn it, you turn around and walk away. You can also do something in terms of planting. You can plant new intentions. You can plant new like petitions for yourself, and you would water it throughout the season. And as that plant or that fruit grew, you could essentially be watering your manifestations and things you wanted to see come to life. So that's another good way to kind of like step into that energy. I really want to focus. Like, I know we're always going to like incur like what they say, new levels, new devils type shit. So we're always gonna have like situations where people gonna come through and not be who they say they are. You're gonna incur obstacles where spirit, the guys, they're gonna test you, like I said, to see what you want. But I just want to focus on us being more so alchemists and taking this energy and having it work in our favor. So that's like where I got the download about like the Mercury retrograde. If that shit's an optical illusion, if that's an optical illusion, then you got Hermes here, who is the Greek god that they use. But that, if you read the description of Hermes, Hermes is like technically who Papa Legba is and Alegua is in our culture. So if you want to kind of cross reference, look at different offerings and see like what's what and how you choose to do that, because I'm not here to tell you one or the other is better. I just know that usually I'm working with Papa Leg, but oh, and another one who closely goes with this is Anansi. So if you're not familiar with Anansi is also closely related to Elegua and Papa Legba, and that's like the storyteller, the communicator, and again another trickster spirit. So you need to petition these trickster spirits. You need to make them an ally. You need to go ahead and ask them to open the roads for you. You need to ask these spirits, like, okay, I don't want to be dealing with no fuckery. I don't want to deal with the BS this season. So, help me out, give me the heads up, make my way straight, and a lot of people don't like step in and use people that are kind of what they consider like the intermediate gods to get what they need done. But it's very effective on so many levels, because sometimes spirit just somebody need an extra little push. You just need that extra push, baby. So take that into account. But yeah, so Mercury is going to be retrograding in Aries. Again, lots of mind games. So when you think of retrograde, if you don't know what retrograde means, it's directed or moving backwards, going back in a position or time per se. So you might be kind of able to be more swindled towards the idea that something is a way that it's really not. Oh, this looks good. It might even feel good for a second, but soon as Mercury retrograde over, you're gonna be right into the harsh reality that that path is not for you and it was never for you. So, wham bam, thank you, ma'am, type shit. Cause no, no, no. Now let me see. So when you think of perspective is how you see things. So retrograde is how you look at it, or the idea that someone is just trying to pull the wool over your head. So if you're closely connected over your eyes, I'm talking about your head. So if you're closely connected with a trickster god, they should be whispering in your ear, like, nah, 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 this person playing games, or this situation is not for you. This job, this new creative pursuit is just not for you. So don't do it. Um, yeah. So think about it in a sense that about any type of action, any type of energy, any type of competition, in terms of success. When you think of Mercury, that's intelligence, communication, passion, etc. Look, let me pull out my notes. I got notes, folks. I got notes, bruh. Okay, yeah. So you need to, it's gonna be heavy. Like, I feel like that energy is gonna be so heavy. It's like the start of it. And can you believe that shit is occurring on an April Fool's Day? The fact that, like, why y'all want to play? And they say Papa Leg will play all day, Anansi play all day. So if you and guides aren't like particular. There, I was listening to this other creator and she was talking about what happens, if the possibility of you morphing someone into a god, but gods don't really have like human emotion per se. So when you think of like Anansi, or you think about Hermes, or you think about Papa Legba, they just do what they do. they are heavily sometimes operating in ego of what they want. That's why you had all them battles and all that stuff happen back in the day where certain things had to be set in order. And that's why you have to petition them a certain way. You got to approach them with respect. But I really feel like if you alchemize this energy and you take the time to dot your I's and cross your T's and make this a system of you like using that energy in your favor, you're not gonna have no issues at all. And I am gonna get into in just a second what I feel like is the proper way to do a petition or to start the process of you doing work, which is built on cause and effect. But let me make sure I'm not missing anything in terms of this Mercury retrograde, air quotes, because that's not really what it is. It's a whole mind fuck. Pardon. Pardon my French, but it's a whole mind fuck for real. And we allow that to be perpetuated on us, but that's much like we allow everything else to be perpetuated on us over time. So are we even shocked? Like, are you shocked? Not really. Um, Now, some good herbs that you could utilize for this time span. I know peony is a good flower. Cinnamon is good for this. Dill is good. Licorice root, thyme, and star anise is really good for Mercury retrograde. So tap into those, use those in your workings. You know, if you do a burn letter, you can put those herbs in your cauldron or your fireproof plate or whatever you use, and you can utilize those herbs. You can, even if you don't want to buy like a mojo hand from someone, you can go ahead and make your own mojo hand and put those in your little bag and carry it around with you. Put it on your altar. Definitely make sure you charge it. You charge your herbs by doing Psalm 23. It's the easiest and quickest way to charge herbs. I'm gonna do something about that. And when you do your petition for this Mercury retrograde, you start asking those guys to help you out. Make sure you're showing gratitude because like I said, they fun acting that. And if you don't, dealing with someone like a Nazi and Papa Legba, that is somebody who is almost like the genie. Like, you know how you make 3 wishes with the genie, and if you don't make them wishes right, you come back, slap you in the face. So be particular, be respectful, be grateful, show thanks. Like a lot of times you could say thank you, thank you, thank you, or you could say I am grateful for, and that's really using that I am statement is good for you to set down the idea that you're comfortable and you're secure in your statement. Oh, that's like root chakra shit. And like Allegra is, his colors are red, so the root chakra is red. So all of it ties together now. All of it goes. So yeah. Now let me see. Make sure I'm not missing nothing before I go into the idea of how you go ahead and you craft up this thing that you were trying to have happen, this rebirth. So we doing like a 41-day identity shift, which ends next week. And during this process, when you get ready to utilize root work and conjure to get where you are trying to get, there is a process. So now you've gotten the history of what's going on. You see what's going on in the sun, the moon, and the stars, and you know how to work with it. Good days to utilize the energy of these guides is going to be on Mondays and Wednesdays. And that's because you're trying to open your roads, you're trying to start something significant, or you're trying to be more intellectual, you're trying to communicate better. So Wednesdays is ruled by Mercury. So keep those in mind. And if you really want to get deep with it, you are tapping into the planetary hours of these guys and these like deities or these guys that you're using, because that you can always do it how you want to do it, but intention is everything. And if I had to say, okay, I feel like what I want to happen needs to happen, and if I got to talk to this particular person or reach out in this manner to this particular person quicker, more efficient, I'm gonna go ahead and tap in during that hour. So if you look up planetary hours, certain hours are ruled by certain planets. So tap into the Mercury hours, tap into the hours that you can utilize the energy of Hermes, Papa Legba, Anansi, um, and just try to see if you can reach out a little stronger. I feel like, oh, like they say, open the prayer line, like the old folks say. A good road opening psalm is going to be Psalm 65. So utilize that. I have some on mastery and really just calling in from energies that you want to conquer and you want to work with. So if you want to master something, then there are certain psalms you would use. So I'm gonna put those up for y'all because you want to get some. You don't want these people on your head. So yeah, no, no, no. So now I want to talk to y'all about the idea of setting up your root work and your conjure, where you utilize cause and effect, and you are setting up your petitions and the way you work on things. So we already covered you're going to work with a certain guide. You're going to petition that guide because you don't want no problems during this season. And now, we covered what days you're going to work with that person and what hours you're going to want to work with that person. All this information, and I can't really tell you planetary hours because planetary hours are going to be based on where you are physically right now. So where I'm at may not be where you at. So you will have to look that up. There's a website that you can type in. Let me see if I can find it right quick. Planetary hours for today. You can type in your location and it gives you down to the minute, like the correct planetary hours to reach out to these specific guides that are ruled by these days and these hours. It's called Ohm's Dash Journal, like the little dash in the middle, like a subtraction sign, and OM. So OM little dash journal.com, and you can put in your location and they'll give you all the hours for the day, that what planet is ruled by that for that day based on your location. That's going to be very important. I wasn't heavy into working with planetary hours at first, because it's a lot to take in. Astrology, once you start dibbling and dabbling in the aspect of astrology in addition to hoodoo or in addition to witchcraft or whatever you might want to call that medium of what you do, voodoo, it get deep because then you got to start doing shit on a certain day. You got to start moving at a certain time, and it's a very dedicated type of thing. Like you start to live your life as this particular mode, and that's why when I see a lot of the older hoodoo women, and they'll be like, "Yeah, you ain't serious for real," I can feel that because it turns into a lifestyle, like because you want what you want things to move smoothly. You got to be able to move at a certain time at a certain day. It just is what it is. But I feel like that shouldn't be like a huge problem for us. It's just us like deconstructing our minds and deconstructing the way we generally do things, because hell, we've been trained other ways to do other things. We follow certain like holidays. We follow a work schedule that was set up by a whole human being, an 8-hour work day. We follow certain things. So as you start to deconstruct your mind and deconstruct the way you do things, and you start to move more in the spiritual aspect of your life, then it just takes a little work, takes a little dedication, but it's definitely it's doable, you know. But I'm not gonna sit up here and lie to you and say, it's just a one hitter quitter type of situation. So as you make this shift, like all of that manifesting, all of that idea that you're gonna transform your life and everything's gonna be great, as you've exited the shedding period of the redemption period, and now you want to ask Anansi or Popeye to open your roads and help you dodge the bullshit because it's coming. Now you got to set your plan in motion, right? You set your plan in motion. You decided what you want You've decided what you don't want. So you got to be clear on that. Be very, very clear. What I said, y'all seen the reference I made about the genie. That's how Papa work. I have my own personal experience with Papa Legba, and I'm telling you right now, you don't act in the right way, you will be you run into some shit. And maybe you won't, I call those love taps by spirit. Maybe you won't have like bad aspects of your life happen, but little love tap, and you want to avoid those. I don't give a damn if it is a love tap. You want to avoid them if you can. So be very, very, very clear about what you want and what you don't want. So start off shedding with the burn letter, and then go into deciding what you want to be and who you want to be and how you're going to do it. Now, in terms of transformation and identity shifting, or two-cut methoding it, you have to be knowledgeable of the fact that you're going to have to go through a transition and a transformation, which is in turn going to have you like get rid of a lot of people. You are going to have to get rid of a lot of habits. You are going to have to really be ready to make the sacrifices to become this new person. Like I said, in terms of using the aspect of spirituality, stepping into that in a real way and being respectful and being real, you're going to have to approach it from a new kind of perspective. It's got to happen, but it's worth it though. I'm not gonna lie and be like sunshine rainbows, but I'm also not gonna say it's not worth it to be able to have that type of energy flow through you, through from your ancestors and your guides, where you are able to kind of just maneuver. You know what I'm saying? So hey, go for it. So yeah, let's get into it though. Over my little rant, because I be feeling the elders. I ain't call old. I be feeling the elders when they be like, oh, these people think they could just manifest out of thin air. You think you just approach Papa out of thin air and you just go get what you want without sacrificing something? No, you don't work like that. And a lot of people will be like on some shit like, I'm gonna sell my soul, and you sold your soul at the crossroads. No, you might not have sold your soul at the crossroads, but you damn sure gonna have to give up who you was at the beginning, especially if you want to make that type of change in your life. You want to see some real things happen, you got to make a real change. So keep that in mind as we talk about this. So we call it cause and effect. In hoodoo, in conjure, in root work, in witchcraft, in whatever you want to categorize it as, you become the cause of the effect that you want to see. So when you get ready to do that, you're creating the effect that you desire at the end of the day. So you're in the period. Imagine yourself as like a plant, something you want to see grow. You want to see your money grow. You want to see your career grow. You want to see your anything grow. You want to see it do better. This is how you go about it. So now you decide, and we talked about that earlier too. The idea of deciding what you want to keep and what you want to let go of. So now you need to figure out the how. How will I make this happen? What can I do to cause this? Okay. Now you're going to think about the what. What is the effect that I want? And what elements do I need? Now, y'all remember earlier we was talking about the elements, and we was talking about the idea of you working with the herbs that coincide with Mercury. So even when you decide you're going to expand, you can work with Jupiter, you need to be working with Jupiter herbs. It all goes the same way. Then you decide the when. So that's suitable days and moon phases, which we tapped in on that. You can like, for instance, Sunday is a catch-all day. I like to consider Sunday a catch-all day. In my book, Sunday is a great day for conjure and spell work, for all, just period, right? That's just what it is. Sunday is a great day to do it all. But there are more particular days, like for instance, Saturday is gonna be better for endings. Hey, Saturday is going to be better for endings. Saturdays is going to be better for banishings. You're not going to banish nothing on a Monday. I mean, you can, but that's not to say that it is going to be as effective as it would be if you did it on a Saturday. So yeah, think about that. Certain days are just better in our world. Certain days are just better for certain things. So now you need to think about the idea of repetition and ritual. So remember, I told you all of this is going to take a level of commitment, a level of dedication. Even if you decided to move during planetary hours, you are definitely going to have to think about the idea that maybe the shedding portion needs to be done more. Maybe you need to do more cleansing. Like when I get ready to do work, there's a process. So when you think, I call it prepping process, right? You protect, you cleanse, you work, you cleanse, and you protect again, because you've opened up a portal. Now you got to close it back up. Some people be talking about how they be tired, man, when they are done doing their work. Like they be like exhausted, but it's got to be a level of reciprocity. It's got to be a level of you giving some of yourself to have what you want out of this. And again, that don't have to be like the old fool's tale of selling your soul at the freaking crossroads. No, maybe you just needed to clean your house. Maybe you just needed to clean up. The most important places in your home are your kitchen and your bathroom. And we have a whole system where you do that during certain moon phases. You do that during certain times. Like right now, it's very important to get those floor washes done, clean your baseboards, clean your walls. It's very important to clean your doors. Like I would ritualistically get up sunrise. When you want something, the best time to pray is, say your Psalms is sunrise. Sometimes if you want to do some banishing and ending work, you coming in a little bit after midnight. But you got to make that dedication. There is some level of reciprocity and sacrifice. Then don't let you forget to feed your ancestors or your guides, or you don't got no offering or no water on your altar or nothing. You got nothing. So you really got to consider that when you get ready to go through this process, right? So when you make the decision, you're seeing it as it already is. You are saying, all right, in some timeline, this exists for me. I got this idea and I can see it happening. That's the level of, like, to me, existing on different frequencies, like 3D, 4D, 5D, etc. You form this in your mind, you see it in your spirit, and in some other timeline, now that version of you exists. So now you commit, or you go through the refining period of being uncomfortable because you haven't reached that potential form of yourself that subconsciously that you want and you desire, right? Like Dick Gregory says, once you put the magic glasses on, you can't take them off. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once you see yourself as a better version, it's hard to see yourself differently. Once you've experienced a certain level of life, it's hard to look at it and see it any type of other way. It's uncomfortable, but it's uncomfortable for a reason, right? Okay. So yeah, you want to consider like the herbs you're going to use, which I said should coincide with the day and the type of intention you have behind what you're trying to do. You want to consider your candles. Now, all the time, our ancestors and our, elders, they didn't have everything available to them that we have. So you may or may not utilize candles. I feel like I saw this guy once, of this shaman, and he was like, where there is no fire, there is no light. There is no life. So I do believe in utilizing fire to some retrospect. Because in indigenous culture too, fire is a living spirit. So you go to the fire, you ask them to bring things or take things away. So, take it how you will. But if you are utilizing, and thank y'all so much for liking the live, I appreciate it. um But if you are utilizing candles, if you want to be more intentional, think about what color candle you're going to use. Now, a catch-all of is white. White is just easy. You can utilize it, or you can look up the different candle colors that go with certain things. Like blue is more for blessings, green is for money, purple is power, yellow is, I believe, like self-love. Then you got pink, that's for love, and red is for passion. So different black, banishings, endings, different colors go for different things. Again, our elders didn't have all these, but if you do have the opportunity or the desire to use these elements, just make sure you're using them in the right way. Now you also need to think about your offering, which is very important. Now I'm gonna say these. Most people start their altars off and they just have water and they have a picture of who they are talking to, which you should always, in our area, start off with your ancestors. And that's another live, like I said, it get deep. But when you are thinking about, okay, let's just go for what we're talking about today, dealing with Elegua, dealing with Hermes, dealing with Anansi. So if you are thinking about, or Papa, if you're thinking about any of these elements and working with you during this time span of Mercury retrograde, you need to be trying to figure out what these people like, what's their color, maybe get a picture or some representation of them on your altar. Some of them do not like to be on the same altar as other people. You cannot work with them. Some of them, they don't like you to work with them, with women, for instance, while they're on their cycles. Like Ogun, you can't work with Ogun while you're on your cycle. He don't like it. He's the god of war, bloodshed. He don't do blood. So if you're in your cycle, you can't work with Ogun. You don't need to be asking Ogun for favors at that particular time. So make sure you do your due diligence and really like research what they like, what they don't like, what's good, what's not good. Period. It'll work better in your favor. Like I said, if you deal with pop up, you dealing with a trickster spirit, somebody who like to play a little jokey joke every now and again, somebody who really like to see if you about what you say you about, then yeah, you need to make sure you need to make sure you do that. How you know that? I just told my other half who I was. What that mean? You know that I just told my other half who I was. But yeah, so you gotta really like make sure you're doing your due diligence, because you will end up in a very sticky situation. And sometimes our ego can get ahead of us. Sometimes our egos can cause us to be in positions that we don't really want to be in. And nah, that's not what we're doing. Um, Now, in terms of where you could do an image of God. You can, or what you consider to be God, because God is an energy, God is a spirit. So I don't know if anybody actually seen God, but hey, it's open for interpretation. For real, it's open for interpretation. So who you believe that energy exemplifies for you, put it on your altar. You know, just do your research. Now, what you're going to put your petition on is up to you. But because like I said, I'm gonna keep going back to the fact that our ancestors and our guides didn't always have everything that we have available to us. You can use a brown paper bag from the grocery store. You can buy you parchment paper, or you can use notebook paper. When you are doing your asking, make sure whatever you don't want, you need to fold the paper away from you. And when you turn it counterclockwise, that's you saying away from me, away from me. Now, if you bringing it towards you, you asking that energy to come forward towards you. So you got to be very, very intentional. You can fuck yourself up real quick by skipping steps, not being knowledgeable, and just not knowing what you need to do. Mm, yeah. I guess to say like what I'm learning is it's all about perception, because what we believe, the cultures across the seas, they see it as something different, you know. And who are we to tell them what their God or what that should look like for them, you know? And who are they to tell you? You know, you come in by yourself and you going out by yourself. That's how I look at it at the end of the day. So nobody should be telling you, you know, no who I gotta do my research on this, so I don't want to say that. But I don't think who is ever come face to face with God can tell you what he look like, what he do. You feel me? Mm-hmm. That's why I try to keep it, you know. I try to keep it P with that, because you know it can get invasive. It can get weird for real. So you gotta be particular, because I find it very, you know, I'm indigenous, and when I say indigenous, I mean Muskogee Creek. And their idea of God and spirits and nature is totally different. As I do my research, you know, it's totally different. It looks nothing like what, you know, we've been taught. And that's okay, you know. Mhm. That's okay. Stretching. But and then you need water. Water, you need all four elements: water, fire, air, earth. Ideally, on your altar, you have all four elements. Ideally, when you get ready to work. So, water is a portal, a way to bring it through. Some people use mirrors to do portals, but I, for one, feel as though the four elements could all just be simply the four natural elements of what we have available to us. Should you give offerings daily to, you know, your guides and who you're asking for? If you really want some shit, yeah, you should be changing out your water often. You should be putting things on there often. Now, when people petition people like Saint Expedite, they don't have to give him nothing till the deed is done, but they also have to publicly thank him. And that is from the Catholic religion. People you have to publicly thank. Saint Expedite, he like pound cake. I've worked with Saint Expedite before. He come through. He do. So tap in, Papa Legba, he like Legba, they like whiskey, they like rum, they like candy, toys, because they childlike, they like to play. So keep that in mind too. So yeah, think about what you want to achieve, the effect, how you can maneuver towards the outcome that you want to have. So that's pretty much the gist of it, you know. Um in simplified terms, obviously. You've just got to be intentional. You've got to be real, you've got to be authentic, you've got to be knowing. You gotta be knowing. You gotta be serious about that. Especially dealing, ooh, y'all in the stretch. Especially when you're dealing with this type of energy. You can't, you got to dot your, they'll tell you during Mercury retrograde period, you got to dot your I's and cross your T's. They'll tell you that during that process period, you need to be more safe. So when you saying, hey, the person who run this shit, I want to make sure that I'm doing what I need to do. So mind you, please, 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 please don't shortchange yourself. Don't, and be realistic. And I hate to say be realistic. And I'm gonna say be realistic, because not to say it can't happen for you, but what I'm saying is be realistic about the process and the steps that it's gonna take to get you the outcome that you want. So nobody's saying it can't happen. If you say to yourself, I want $1 million, you need to be realistic about the time span, the amount of work you're wanting to put in, because faith without works is dead. You know, a lot of this is interchangeable. So Faith without works is dead, and you need to be very mindful. Okay, how much work I need to put in? What am I willing to do? Like some people be real deal about it. I've gone into healing shops, just period, where they just doing Reiki and they've invested in these humongous like crystals, and they really not playing. Okay, you get what you give, though. You get what you put in, you reap what you sow. So be very mindful about what you are willing to sacrifice in terms of time, in terms of offerings. Like I said, your first stop should always be your ancestors, because they are filtering themselves through you generations, and you need their help, you need their guidance. Make sure you're always calling on your elevated ancestors, because all skin folk ain't kinfolk. So please do make sure you are calling on the ancestors that really want to see you thrive and do well, because all of them don't want that. I know that's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of us, because for me, I was like, damn, when they cross over, don't they want to see me do good? But no, all of them don't, you know, all of them don't. All your ancestors weren't good people. So yeah, you got to be mindful of that. Um, Let me see if there's anything else. Hmm. See if there's anything else that I am reading the screen that I want to tap into before I deal. And if you guys have any questions, definitely let me know. Thank you so much for engaging with me and sending in likes. I appreciate that so much. I'm just trying to help, do my part, give the correct processes of what I've been guided to tell y'all about how to deal with this energy that's being put out, and how, like I said, you can alchemize it and have it work to your advantage, especially with the way the cards came out today. you know this is interesting. I thought, like, to myself, I was doing like a normal reading, and I ain't even gonna hold you, I didn't put nothing over my head when I came to talk. And I've been getting like the weirdest feeling since I've been on live. It's like a heavy feeling, which I don't care for. I have my crystals in my brow eyes, but it's a heavier feeling. It's interesting. I'm gonna shuffle through these cards, and if I think of anything else, I'll let y'all know. Hmm. My computer's. Are we gonna talk about how the MacBook Air camera is trash? Random. My intrusive thoughts. But yeah, but overall, you are in a very potent time span of being able to call in what you want if you're willing to do the work. You are in a process that you can say, all right, I'm tired of being who I was. I want to shift. The energy is just calling for it. A lot of people are fasting. We're coming out of fasting at this point. A lot of people are ready to maneuver. So you tapping into that energy, you tapping into change and growth. And hey, I think we can all agree we want some things to change in our lives for the better. So nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing at all. Let me see. Is there anything I am missing? Document. Document. Don't just do these petitions for Mercury retrograde and not journal or document what you want to see happen. Put a date to it. Be mindful, because some things take longer than others. Like I said, there's multiple processes, multiple steps. So make sure you're documenting what you want to see happen. when you started, kind of like, nah, I hate to put it like that because it's not that, but almost like a science experiment. You know how you take notes with a science experiment, and you like, I started doing this on this day, and let me see, when did I start to receive results? That's the buildings of a good grimoire. Also, if you ask me, just what you use, what herbs you use, what oils you use, what prayers did you use to get where you were going. You know, document that. That's another very good point. Don't forget to close the portals. You go to opening and asking, don't forget to close it. And I'm gonna go back to the catch-all. When you think of protection, think of Psalm 91. When you think of, because I was raised heavily in the Baptist church, so in my practice, I use Bible scriptures. Heavy, I believe in that. I believe in the power of just the tongue and saying, period. But hey, what's tried and true, I'm gonna roll with it. So I will use certain scriptures. I've utilized certain scriptures when I've been in some binds, and let me tell you, they work. So powering your petitions with that energy, is the best. Petitions. Let me think. Sign your petitions, put your date of birth, put your energy signature on it, whether that's perfume or cologne or some type of personal effect of yours. You know, that helps to be a little stronger. Help you get the message across. This is you that's calling. It's me that's calling, spirit. But hello, what's that book we read when we was kids? Hello, God, it's me, Margaret. Like that type of energy. Like, it's me, just in case you was wondering. It's me. It's me calling. You know. Mm. Woo, I gotta call my energy bag, baby. Mm. Call my energy bag, cause what's that? What's that? Now that's crazy. That heaviness in my dog barking confirmation. Thanks. Whew, I had to call back. Now that's crazy. But let me tell y'all something about that calling your energy back, John. That's effective. That's very effective. When I tell you, I've done it in other time spans too, but just now, like I was having like the heaviest feeling in my head. Like it was strange. I got my candle over there lit on my altar, but it was like a heavy feeling. So I called my energy back because no, don't try to take it. Just enjoy the art. Just enjoy it. Don't try to steal it. Ugh. I bet you ain't gonna come on here without covering my head next time talking about no magic, doing no conjuring, no root work. I bet y'all won't. Cause what? Stop playing. Mm-mm. Your phone is a mirror. Your phone is a portal. So don't sleep. And I'm over here on YouTube too, getting my YouTube feet wet. I don't like the camera though. It's cool. It's a eye. I don't know if I care for the camera on YouTube. Rando, sorry YouTube. Oh no, I like YouTube camera. It's tripping. Hmm. Mm. But I told myself like a part of me doing my shifting was really stepping out and following in my purpose of teaching y'all, because I am a true closet geek. And I have notebooks on notebooks. Like my Patreon, I've got it like full of information. And Spirit was like, it's time for you to share it. It's time for you to share what you know works. It's time. So that's what I'm doing, baby. I'm following orders. Plus, I promised. That's why I say you gotta be for real. I promised Papa if he opens certain roads for me, I teach, I tell, and he's just a guide. Obviously we don't worship our guides. We show them respect, like you do an angel, like Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, etc., Raphael, Uriel. You show them respect. You ask for help. You ask for them to intercede on your behalf. I go to Archangel Michael too when it's real. But Archangel Michael in like Yoruba can be considered like Ogun. You know, so be mindful. Just depends on the culture, which I respect all cultures. Like no, nothing more than me like doing my research and really opening my mind up more has like changed more than me really seeing like we can't tell people like how you can't do that. Can't do that. And my actual heritage, my culture, I'm having to like learn and start to take that seriously like I want to because that's real for me. We are matrilineal culture. So it was time for me to tap in, not to tap in everywhere else. So, but they idea of spirit and God and their idea of nature and trees, animism, they believe everything has a soul. Like if you guys have watched Beauty and the Beast, that's a very good like idea of what animism is. Beauty and the Beast. How the spoons and shit was talking, the trees, the wall, like even so far as to say, and now this is in hoodoo even, that your house is alive, has energy. Everything has energy, and I can see that. I can see that. I can see that. So, you know, I'm tiptoeing. I'm very open minded in terms of respecting where people be coming from, for what they believe in. Maybe it's not, I don't buy into everything and not necessarily even buy into it because who cares what I want to buy? That don't mean it ain't a market for it. But like in terms of what I decide to practice, let me put it like that. I'm more so going for being more respectful to my ancestors and my elders. Like that's the route I look at it in. Like I'm interested because I feel like I want the most power that I can get. I need all the blessings. I need all the favor. So what better way to get that, in my opinion, than to tap into what you really are? That's how I look at that. And it's a melting pot, honestly. But in indigenous culture, they go off of what your mom's side of the family is, and mine is Muskogee Indian. Muskogee, that's disrespectful. See, I'm still like switching up my rhetoric, how I speak, my language. But yeah, Muskogee, they didn't like to be called. Creek was a name that was given to them, but for lack of better words, Muskogee would be what you consider to be a Creek Indian. So, but that's not what they were called. That's not what they called themselves. But just to go even deeper, when you get deep, you wanna cast, you wanna ask in your traditional language. You wanna confuse the enemy. Why are we asking for things? And see, that's a whole nother lie. She get deep. She get deep. Like, consider this. You so powerful in your culture that now you going back and you learning the language of your ancestors and your people. So now you no longer speaking in English when you asking for something. So now you're confusing the enemy. Mm. And who is more the enemy than your oppressor? I mean, think about that shit, man. Think about it. Thank you for sharing. But think about it. So I've started to learn like different phrases, different ways to say things in my native language, the language that was followed by my ancestors. Why would I want to ask God or my version of God? Why would I want to ask God for something where all your oppressive energies can hear it? That don't make sense. So yeah, it's a deconstructing, like real spiel. It's a gradual and sometimes not so comfortable. Like as you go through your spiritual awakening and you go through like your how should I say, your dark night of the soul, ain't nothing about it comfortable. If it feels familiar, I digress to say it's not real. If it feels comfortable, if there's no refining, it's not real. Like nothing about growth is comfortable. Mm. You know, as you grow, what they say, when you mine a diamond starts as a rock, but it got to go through tumbling. It has to go through certain levels of refining to get as shiny and pretty as it is. That's how life works. That's how spirituality works. But I definitely, I think it's a different kind of level to tapping into your roots and where you really came from. I feel like that's a different vibe. That's a different team. You digging deep at that point. When you start, your ancestors, your matrilineal line may have come from Africa in a way where you decide, hey, I'm gonna learn Yoruba. So I'm gonna pray in that language. I'm gonna confuse that enemy. I'm gonna confuse that. And it was so funny. Like I was in Florida like so long ago, and when you are from the South, we have a dialect. Like everywhere you go, people got an accent. But it was so crazy because we was around this guy, me and my homeboy. We was around this guy that like he wasn't from Alabama, but we were. So we was talking, and when we get to talking, we run our words together. We don't enunciate, and you understand. Even as I was talking to my grandmother before I left my hometown, I realized that she run her words together. I could hear her. I understood. But if she was talking to somebody else, they wouldn't understand her. They wouldn't get it. But anyway, off on a tangent. So the dude was getting mad because he couldn't understand what we were saying. He was like, "Can y'all talk normal? Y'all talk this?" And we like, we talking normal? Like, what you mean? Breaking words up, running them together. It's a way. Slow. I feel like even in different regions of Bama, which is where I'm from, you like in Birmingham, they got their own way of talking. And further down, Auburn, Tuskegee, they got their own way of talking. You go further up, Tuscaloosa, Huntsville, they got their own way of talking. Like for real. So talking natively is impactful. It's powerful. I said all that to say it's powerful. I learned more so how to speak like better English, because obviously your elders and your ancestors, they don't want you talking a certain way, or we've been criticized for talking that way. But it is what it is. I don't mind it. I can, for lack of a better word, they can code switch. I know I'll speak away, but when I get ready to talk, we talk. And you may or may not understand. Maybe you're not supposed to understand type energy. You know, my grandmother was like, y'all are the only one talk that patois. Y'all the only ones talk, run y'all shit. Come to find out, she said that. And come to find out, she do too. That's so funny. And I was listening to her when I left. I said, look at her talking her way. Talking her way. She's funny. Her grandmother's hilarious. She's so funny. But yeah, like, so I said all that to say, learn your native language. Nothing wrong with that. Learn their ways. Nothing wrong with that. I feel like if I'm gonna be trying to get where I'm trying to go and have the biggest and best blessings and have the most favorable outcome for my 365, I'm gonna be I'm gonna be asking in the way my ancestors, they was more connected to the earth, they was more connected to nature, they were more connected. Why wouldn't I want to be? That's you know that's crazy to me to not want to tap in. You know, I want to know. So I started learning a little bit of Muskogee language, and I'm still learning. It's one of those lost arts. Like you got to find a real translator to learn. And a lot of us, what they call freedmen, they really don't be into letting us in. Like I even went so far as to I looked up the getting like to be a part of like taking the test so you could be a part of the reservation of the tribe. But they ain't accepting no more members. I'm like, damn, how you say you is? But on their website, it say they're not accepting no more members. So needless to say, you kind of got to do the leg work. If you're a millennial, you having to do the leg work because either our elders or our ancestors, they not really, they scared to tell you, or they just don't know. Like, and I feel like a lot of our elders, they were either moving up to Utah, they joined, or they ran away with the Seminole to Florida. So it's hard for millennials to really like tap in and figure out what's going on with us. Like, you got to do the leg work, baby. And when I started doing my family tree situation, that wasn't easy information to get. That was not easy information to get. They do not want to know. They don't want to know, or they don't know. One of the two, or the records aren't available. And for us getting in the process where we're trying to figure out who we are, what our culture is, because we super into that now. Like our generation is really into finding out and knowing because we trying to deconstruct. Man, you gonna have a hard time. But I salute like families that keep those records and keep that information. I salute them because that's not the case for everyone. You know, everybody ain't so blessed to know exactly who and what. Like I went looking, like I said, we are matrilineal line, so to speak. But I went looking for like my grandfather. He's Jamaican, so I went looking for his ancestry, and just like I say, that shit's hard to find. And I've been really particular about the idea of getting that test done where you submit your blood. They had so many data leaks. I was like, so I had to do the leg work. And it's crazy because some people in your families, they will get like mad, like that you want to know. I thought that was weird. I'll talk about that one day more in detail, but that was like a weird experience. Like, how you mad? Because I want to know, you know? Mm-hmm. Super weird. But yeah, said all that to say, I would encourage everybody to really take time and think about doing your petitions and casting, whatever ethnicity and race that you are, you should be trying to figure out what your culture is so you can tap in and get closer and learn that language so you can get closer and get what you want. I'm into that. So yeah, and looking it up. The words are very interesting. The gods are very interesting. Like it's totally different. It's totally different from what I've been used to looking at. Because I've been, like I said, I've been more looking at more like my Jamaican heritage, you know, looking at more like I said, Anansi and Papa Legba, and like I've been going more towards that realm. But again, that's my paternal realm. That's not, you know, my mother's paternal realm, because my father, he's Seminole. So, you know, same, right? Somewhat. But yeah, all indigenous. But I wanted to know more. So I started to look, and boy, oh boy, when you get to stepping over into like the indigenous part of it, their names, the way they speak, like working with that dialect, it's so interesting, but effective nonetheless. I ain't gonna cap and say it ain't effective. I believe that it's effective. I promise I do, because they're so much more connected to Mother Nature and the elements, and that's what you want to work with. That's what we need to be getting close to anyway. Mama Earth, Gaia, as they call it. We need to be getting more connected to her, and they was connected. They was working with astronomy and people out of Egypt long before. Atar, hello, how you doing? Can I get a reading? Hello. I wasn't even looking at this chat, y'all. I told y'all this is my first time doing both. This is my first time doing both YouTube and TikTok. I wanted to try my hand at it. Let me see. So if y'all would like a reading, let me just say this is you can send the $20 to Cash App for yes or no. For a quick reading, just 24 to the Cush Concierge, like Cash App $, the Cush Concierge. So yes, I'm gonna put that in the. I don't think I can. I think it's in the description for TikTok, but it's not in the description for YouTube. So let me try to pin this real quick here. I wasn't even paying attention. I'm looking at y'all. Let's see. But yes or no questions are $20, y'all. FYI. Y'all shuffle. And you can send them to, oops, there we go. You can send them to the Cush Concierge Cash App. And I'll be more than happy to answer for you. I got my candle lit over there, baby. So it's going down. Yeah, I was like kind of distracted. I could go in there and turn the light on. I be working with the natural light. So if y'all don't know, I have been very blessed because I am now on indigenous land, and I am right by a ancestral river. So we get such good lighting. Sometimes my daughter did this in the back. I gotta redo my office. But I have my windows, got like two windows facing the river, and it's such good lighting, so I hardly ever have to use like actual light during the day. And baby, I love it. I love it. So yeah. Ooh, drop in stove. Phones are dying. But yeah, if you guys would like a reading, the line is open. I can get you the handle, honey. I'm gonna do this a lot. Like I said, my mission, my promise to myself is I shift my identities is to come on and do more like live readings and live talkings, like overcoming my fear. Not necessarily a fear, like I really just don't be fucking with it for real. Cause like I have a Capricorn moon, so I'm like I be to myself. But that's hard when your rising is a Leo rising. So it's hard for me. It's like a struggle. It's an energetic struggle. So this season I'm tapping more into going live more, engaging with y'all more, showing my face more, just really just put myself out there. That's what I promised. In addition to teaching people things. That's what I promised. So I'm on my YouTube steez and I'm on my TikTok steez. And if TikTok get canceled, which I hope it don't, because I love TikTok. I do have YouTube. I got Instagram. I got my own website, thecushconcierge.com. So same name everywhere. So I'm not hard to find. I won't be hard to find. You know where I have great lighting? My bathroom. But I'm trying to contain certain energy like to my office. But the lighting probably on my YouTube probably is so much better in my bathroom. Cause it's going in. Oh, okay. Get little. It little. I'm trying to put my other phone. What time is it, y'all? I'm gonna get off in a minute. But I want to do a quick reading. I'm trying. You know what I don't have? My wireless charger. Boo. I want to do a quick collective reading for y'all before I do. And when I do come back, I will come back probably tomorrow. We're gonna keep this thing rolling, y'all. Keep the momentum. Do y'all have any like goals for this spring equinox, man? If you don't, you should. No shade, all tea. But I definitely would encourage you to get some goals, man. Get some things you want to do, especially with that Pluto and Aquarius energy. Are we landscaping? So I can make sure I have a charge. Yes, we are. Oh my god, I feel so much better since I called my energy back. I don't know who the fuck tapped in, baby, and they energy was thicker than a bitch. That energy was thicker than peanut butter through a straw, cause I felt it. Woo. As soon as I called back my energy, my head got lighter. That's so powerful. Soon as I call my energy back, baby, I see they answering. Okay, y'all, I don't mind doing collective readings at all. Hell, sometimes I do private readings, but it's about reciprocity, and I am intervening. I'm calling on the guides to give me this. So you want to know certain things, gotta have some reciprocity. Hmm. I wanted to do something, but you know what? Today I might have to skip it. Usually I put the herbs from every day's reading on the Patreon, but I want to use the ancestor cards for this collective reading that I'm about to do. So we are gonna do a collective reading. Dang, let me turn the light on. It's looking so cute over here though. Hey, what's up, YouTube? So I'm gonna do a quick collective reading, little tribe reading with the ancestor cards, and see what else we can expect for the spring equinox in this retrograde season as you tackle these energies to bring the cards alive, honey. So let's see what they got for us. Thank you, ancestors and spirit guides, for allowing us to open the roads and get a message. We appreciate the gift. We don't abuse the gift. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, somebody is avoiding a tower moment. Tower moment being avoided here. So if you are avoiding any endings in your life, You are in for a rude awakening. It is time for you to take off the rose colored sunglasses. Certain things have to end for new things to begin. That's just the way it goes. And the ending that you might be avoiding is the idea that you need to step out of being indecisive. With the Father of Sticks in reverse, you need to decide that you're going to be a leader. You need to decide that you are really going to just tap in and take your vision to the next level. Quit avoiding the idea that you can't like move forward. Quit avoiding that. Is a child of my father cheating on me sexually? Ooh. I'm gonna say what most people say. If you have to ask, you already know for sure. You know he doing something he ain't got no business. Here he is, 6 of coins. 6 of coins. So, get out of the idea that you can't take this gamble. Get out of the idea of making bad. You want to make strategic investments also. Let me put that forward. Now, I want to remind you guys, if you do want a reading, send the funds to Cush Concierge, $ Cush Concierge. Don't forget. I think I have it pinned. How much? $20 for yes or no questions. And it'll pop up on my phone over here, my other phone. If you would like a reading, I'll be more than happy to help. But yeah, you are definitely like stepping out and making risky gambles and really taking the time to think out what you want to see happen, what you want to see come to fruition. Yeah, it's time for you to turn over a new leaf and really be tactical and intentional about the plans that you're making. You can't just jump out there, and you got to be real mindful of who you including. Now is not the time to be dealing with fraudulent energy. We got the daughter of sticks. Yeah. You want to make a passionate change. You want to make a real shift. Go towards your new life. You want to really step out on faith and go where you need to go. And you are going to get support. You will be guided in the proper direction. The ancestors and the guides, the spirit, wherever you subscribe, they're not going to turn their back on you. If you decide to make the change, if you decide to say, hey, I want to move forward, they're not going to turn their back on you. You just got to make the decision. And right now you have a problem making long-term plans. But why? Why are you having a problem making long-term plans? Ooh, this hierophant in reverse then popped out. You not being intentional. You're worried about things being morally correct, or maybe you're not going the morally correct way about things, because that 6 of coins is also giving very much like playing, trickery, deceit. Yeah, whatever it is though, it's gonna keep you from moving forward. Now I shuffled these cards, so the fact that these coming out somewhat the same way, the message is heavy. When that happens, I be like, oh yeah, spirit wants you to know. Like, nah, you not doing what's morally right. You not listening to spirit. You not making things clear. Kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out type energy. That's not gonna go over well. Yeah, we got them long-term plans, man, that you're trying to make. And if you want those blessings that are coming forward soon, like this is present time energy. If you want those blessings, you are going to have to be willing to set the tone. Yeah, you want your loads lifted. You got to ask spirit and your guides for help. You got to know what help. All help ain't good help either. I just heard that. All help is not good help. So make sure you are being mindful of who you go to. And sometimes it's just you and spirit, you know. When Moses had to go to the mountain and Jesus had to go to the desert, it was just them and God. And sometimes that's how it be. So you're not always going to be able to go to a physical person. Like everybody's not going to understand your path. Everybody's not going to understand where you're coming from. You know what I'm saying? And they're not meant to understand. So be mindful, right? Yeah. Stop being stubborn. Can't be being stubborn about your stability, about how you spending money, about what you investing in. Ten of coins in reverse. Yeah, you gotta heal. Three of knives. So it's time to heal the way you think about your stability. It's time for you to heal the way you think about going towards prosperity. My house been talking lately. For real. Side note, intrusive thoughts, Winnie. Because we don't have a upstairs. Before we got an attic. But before I cast and really like let this house know, like it was quiet. Now all of a sudden, and I was already wondering because they say if you live by a river, if you live by anything, like it's it's highly spiritual or whatever. I'm on like ceremonial land, like real shit. So I wondered, I was like, when? When am I gonna start? When is the weird shit gonna start happening? I promise you, it's starting to talk. The lights are starting to do things that yeah, it's interesting. But I'm comfortable in my home, and I'm trying to get comfortable with like the river and that because it be so dark. Oh my god, it be so dark down there. Woo! It be so dark, y'all. I be looking at the window like I don't even be wanting to look out the window. I'm gonna keep that shit player. Like I don't even be wanting to look out the window at night for real, for real. Cause my thing is I don't want them to sneak up on me. Like I want to know you coming. Please and thank you. Let me know you coming. That's all that I ask. Let me know you coming. I don't want to be snuck up on. I was saying that shit on Twitter the other day. I was like, bruh, I just don't sneak. Please don't sneak up on me. Let me know you coming. I feel like I could deal with it better if I know that okay, the energies are coming, la da 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 da. Like, but that surprise, woo woo, that's what's gonna throw me off. So I don't be wanting to peek at night, bruh. It be so dark down there by the river. It be dark in my backyard. Like it's all types of like rock structures and like you could tell this is where they was doing their team. Obviously, it's right by the river. Let me tell you something. The trees, baby, they be doing their thing, okay? They be talking. Yeah, I've always been highly spiritual, so when you just say I'm just not ready quite yet. I'm not saying I ain't never gonna get ready, but it's a lot to take in. And I'm not, like I said, no surprises. I want no surprises. But yeah, my house has started to speak. She started to talk, and it's very much a she. This house is made for a woman. So yeah, my house has started to speak, creak and make noise, and I've cleaned her and blessed her. And what's crazy about the house itself, not crazy like crazy, crazy, but ironic. Like we started to put down protection, ward, stuff like that. And when I was foraging, just trying to see like what plants and stuff were around my home, it was already protection. Like whoever was here, whoever owned this home first, they were into gardening, they were into natural life because the yard, the roots that grow up out this ground, it's protected. This house is very protected just naturally, like certain trees, certain shrubs, like yeah, and not even technically ones that were planted by the owners, just what grows here naturally. So I was like, oh, okay, I see. So yeah, hopefully we can start off one step at a time, one level at a time. Like, the little flicker of the lights here or there. House makes certain type of noises. If you don't know that your house is alive, you've not watched Beauty and the Beast. You need go watch Beauty and the Beast with your adult eyes. I think I said it yesterday. Like, go watch Beauty and the Beast with your adult eyes. Okay? And tell me what you come back with. Shit, tell me what you come back with now. Go watch Beauty and the Beast with your adult eyes. Okay? Okay. But let's see. Let's get back into this. But yeah, there's a stagnation here though with the Four of Knives. And it's because of some immaturity, just not really taking in the knowledge that you need to take in, kind of avoiding doing the work and needing to protect yourself, needing to have better boundaries, needing to have better willpower. Yeah, with that Nine of Sticks. So it's time for healing. It's time for discipline. It's time to make a significant change. You know, don't like what Kevin Gates said. You mentioned Kevin Gates. I don't get tired. I don't get tired. That what that Nine of Sticks says to me. Like, I don't get tired. She don't get tired. She got her Bible. She got her gun. She got her chicken foot for protection. And then the ancestors behind her. Stop playing. So yeah, you don't be ignorant to the fact. Like, don't sleep now. Even in example with my house, like I could have just assumed. I still did my own layers of protection because I don't know who been here, what was here before I got here. I don't know. But yeah, stability is happening, alignment is happening, healing, ultimate healing. That 10 is completion. So it is happening. You just gonna have to keep your boundaries up. You're gonna have to keep your protection up during this season. And I'm not shocked by that with this Mercury retrograde energy, with this trickster energy, It's a sleight of hand type thing. Yeah, Kevin Gates. I like Kevin Gates. I love Kevin Gates actually. Sometimes he get a little interesting that Aquarius energy, but I fuck with Kevin Gates. Like, oh, you Kevin Gates, like I like Kevin Gates. I think I need to listen to some of his new stuff because I'm not. But old school Kevin Gates, I fuck with. So yeah, we are definitely eight of baskets. We are moving forward, letting go of old energy. So spirit that keeps coming out that way. So yeah, you're gonna have the stability that you want. You're gonna have better domestic situations, better life because you are walking away from shit that don't serve you this season. You walking away, man. You don't want to deal with that no more. Who wants to struggle on purpose in any shape, way, or form? Who's really trying to struggle on purpose? Nobody. Yeah. Somebody is slowing down your progress. You were slowing down your progress. Why? Oh yeah, wasting your energy on shit that just don't matter. Preserve your energy for what's important. Yeah. Wasted plans. Ooh. Secrets coming out. That's still the same. What is going on? Oh, but that court card came out in reverse. Somebody failing to make a decision. No decision is a decision. I always say that. Some people be sitting idly in a bullshit. People be sitting idly in a BS and they thinking like, oh, the wind's just gonna blow and what's gonna be is gonna be. That's not always true. That's not always the case. Sometimes spirit is waiting for you to make the first step. Spirit is waiting for you to decide that you are worth it, that they're worth it, and you looking for the ancestors and spirit to come through and act on your behalf, and you won't even act on your own behalf. You won't take the first step. So yeah, can't do that. That come from not believing in yourself, not having the courage to move forward. That Miss Robinson card is sometimes just believing the worst of things, believing that things won't go well, believing that it's always going to be bad. That's not necessarily true. So you just sit in indecision, you sit in confusion because of it. Yeah, and that's what's keeping your wheel of fortune in reverse. Baby. Don't do that. Yeah, it's an imbalance here. Father Sims, temperance in reverse. And you ask, how do you go towards balance? Commitment. Yeah, daughter of coins. You commit, you get organized, you get serious about what you want. Now, I say so funny because on one of my altars, I definitely have like certain guides that I work with. And in my picture, I tell people who I work with because you can't. But like, they don't play no fucking games. Like our elders, we be playing. Our elders don't be playing, man. That little foo we be doing, they don't be with it. You see, even when they was doing what segregation, they equality, all the stuff we complaining about, oppression, how they the boycott, how long it went on, they not playing. Like I did with a set. A set don't play. A set she don't play. So I feel like when you see this daughter, like get committed about your future, get for real. Like what type of work you willing to put in? Just like I was talking to y'all about the process of the cause and effect. It takes dedication. It takes ritual. It takes what are you willing to do consistently to change your life type flow. Self-assessment, judgment, looking at yourself. Oh, y'all talking now, boy. They talking now. Letting go of people, places, and things, addictions, things that don't serve you, shit that you was addicted to. Yup. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, that shit's a major fail. Addictions, being dedicated, loyal to things, loyal to people that don't serve you. Secrets, hiding things that haven't been revealed. Leo in reverse, Leo energy, that's sun card. Yeah, not letting cycles in. So maybe what you're dealing with is you're not really letting it be known that you're not comfortable letting these things in. Yeah, because that tower in reverse. You don't want to see that shit in for real. You scared. You scared you're gonna have to go it on your own. Well, welcome to being chosen. Shit, you better get confident. Period. Okay. Spirit said you better get confident. Yeah, gotta come out of negative thinking, negative self-talk. The seven of I'm sorry, the six of knives in reverse. Yeah, you gotta come out indecisive, son of sticks. Not sure which way you want to go, not sure what you want to do. Like pick a side, any side, but you damn sure gotta pick a side. That's what they say. You gotta pick a side, baby. Yup. Patience, having patience, following your intuition. Follow your intuition to achieve balance and equilibrium. Alignment. Yeah. John horse in reverse. Somebody's not fighting though. Yeah, you stuck. Not healing, grief, pessimism. You just laying in your own a mess of your own making. Yeah, dealing with low life energy, low life tactics, trying to more worried about how it looks to the outside world and how it feels on the inside. That shit ain't gonna work. And ain't no rebirth in that. Ain't no rebirth in that, baby. Period. Scorpio energy. Delusions and illusions and self-deception. You caught up in your mind and you need to get your priorities in order. I'm telling you, this a deck that sometimes it's sweet and rosy. And most days I love it though, because when I be trying to do my intention spread and tell people what's what, T always straight like that every time. But Just don't expect sunshine and rainbows from that hoodoo tarot deck. And that's being the reviews. When you see like forums where people talk about this deck, this is consistent across the board. The ancestors do not play. They're gonna tell you what it is every single time. So, but I like my dessert first. So give it to me straight. Shit. But yeah, it's time for you, to get serious, get passionate about these moves you want to make. Take calculated risk. hmm Stay out of being ungrounded. It's time. This is Virgo energy, so you want to do the work. And I think like Chiron was it Chiron or Lilith? I gotta look at the thing. Either Chiron or Lilith is in Virgo right now. So yeah, you need to detox. That's important for right now. You need to get organized. You need to get committed. It's a lot of shadow works surrounding that right now. Yeah, you could be expecting some type of when you do that, when you get grounded, the ancestors will speak, the guides will speak, they'll come to you, but you got to be open and you got to clear out your energy field and your body and your mind to like get those downloads and those messages. Overcome them challenges that you're trying to get through, and that's gonna end your stagnation though. That's what's going. Once you make a decision of what's worth it and what's not, like that's what's gonna shift you into getting what you need. That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna have you out here. But you lacking direction and lacking vision because you're moving out of emotion. Somebody's not stable. Yeah, so it's time for you to make certain sacrifices. What I said, Pisces energy, this could be occurring in Pisces season, and get out your head. You feel trapped, but that's because you making the wrong investments. Well, say I run the debt on that ass. Ace of Sticks, lack of direction, lack of growth. So you're gonna be left to clean your mess up if you don't change. I ain't trying to be there. So allow the ancestors to help you. Allow your guides to help you. So that's when I was telling y'all earlier, like, don't feed into the Mercury retrograde talk. Alchemize that energy. Moses, that energy, bruh. Like, for real. Tonight, when we get off this live, you need to be figuring out whichever one you want to get the message through for you, who you gonna work with to talk to be a guide for you. Okay? And you need to for what I'm saying, 5 of coins. They trying to help you over the hill like Hump Day Wednesday, but you gotta be open to the help. Stop being stubborn. Yeah, you need to be assertive about what you want. You're not being assertive. You're not being passionate. You don't have no ambition. Mars is all about passion, ambition, assertiveness. It's a fine line. Obviously, you're not being cocky. You're not being team too much. But you still need to act like you want it. And you lacking the strength to do so. Leo energy again here. Crown chakra today. Got to make peace with your past and grow up. Yes, baby. So yeah, you gotta. There may have been some injustices here or some imbalance, and now you kind of feeling like should you or not take the leap of faith? Like you wondering if you should take this leap of faith because of things that have happened with that free man. And yeah, you should take the leap of faith. You can do it. You being protected. Yeah, period. Fertility, new things, new beginnings. Yeah, you should take the leap of faith. Just be smart. And this again is very independent. Mother of Knives is a Queen of Swords, and the other day, I like that type of energy. Okay, now we're cooking with grease. Progress, fast progress. Yeah, now we cooking with grease, cause let go of them lies